Hi again. Mama Rebecca, thank you. Welcome. Thank you for doing this. She is a certified nurse in Sweden. She's a diabetic nurse. She is going to educate us on um, what diabetes is and the different types of diabetes before we can go in and talk about other things. Okay, so please, Mama, what is diabetes?
Diabetes, it is a condition that affects insulin, and insulin is a hormone that breaks down the sugars in the food we eat.
Okay.
Yeah, it converts them into glucose to fuel the body.
Okay, thank you. And then, can you tell us the different types of diabetes?
We have two different types of diabetes.
Okay.
The one is called the type 1.
Okay.
Yeah, and type 1 is only disease.
Okay.
Yeah, which is the immune system attacks to destroy all the cells of the body that produce insulin.
Okay.
So type 1, we don't have any insulin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Type 2?
Type 2, it is a metabolic disorder that results from the body's inability to make enough insulin.
Okay.
Insulin is not enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's why you see some people, they have to take like sugar intake to make up.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the type 1, you have to have insulin. You have to have insulin.
Okay.
Yeah, all the time.
Okay. So what about type 3? Not type 3.
There's no type 3 as such. There's this which is called gestational.
Okay.
Yeah, diabetes, which develops during the pregnancy of women. Yeah, and when the hormones made by the placenta prevents the mother's body from using insulin effectively.
Okay.
Han har skrivit alla postnummer.
It happens.
Okay. Wow. Okay, so thank you for that. For people who have diabetes, what would you recommend, like a set of diets, or what would you recommend that they use, or what are they supposed to? I know this could be a long list. So I'm trying to look for a way to
at least to know that you have the diagnosis.
Yeah.
You have to go to the doctor.
Okay.
You have some symptoms like when you're having a headache, you are thirsty all the time, and you go to the bathroom very often.
Okay.
You have an appetite, but you are losing weight. You eat normal, but you are just losing weight.
Okay.
You have fatigue, dry mouth. All those ones are symptoms of diabetes.
Okay.
And you may not know what type till they have taken more blood tests to find out. Yeah, if it is 1 or if it's 2, if it needs insulin, if it needs tablets, or if it needs just take care of glucose.
Right.
Yeah, diet.
You can say that in Swedish.
Okay.
No, it's okay. Prata svenska här, vi är svenskfolk.
And with diabetes,
yes,
moisture is very important. Diet is very important.
Okay.
And of course, medication.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just realized something from the symptoms you listed now. A person could actually have diabetes and not know they have diabetes, but because if one is tested, that's just, we assume that, okay, really, I need water, that's why I'm testing. So how, because from what you explained, for someone who's pregnant, yes, because they go for routine checks, it can be easy to find out that whether or not they have the gestational diabetes. But for a normal person who's living a normal day life, it will be very hard for them to detect. And for example, people who, I don't know, I cannot speak for everybody, but I know there are some people that are pretty scared of going to see the doctor. So they could just be living with diabetes and not know that they actually do have diabetes.
That is the sad thing about it, that we are supposed to go for the controls.
All the time.
Even if you okay, just go for controls.
How often should we go for control?
Maybe for 6 months.
Every 6 months?
No, I mean, like foreigners when you come here,
Yeah.
go for controls. When you find out, and then even if it is just on the margin,
Yeah.
they send you a letter, check you again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they have to send you a letter.
That's
It is, yeah.
okay. So thank you. Okay, so one of the reasons why we're creating this video or having this conversation is because we want to educate foreigners or people who are interested in getting into healthcare, the things that they could do, and depending on the qualifications they have, how they can get into healthcare. So my first question for you is this. Now that we know that diabetes is a thing, now that we know that there is diabetes 1, diabetes 2, and there's gestational diabetes, and then we know that the gestational is common with pregnant women and all of that. If, say, for example, me, a common person, I'm interested in going into healthcare, and I want to be a diabetic nurse like yourself, what should I do? What do I have to do? Say, for example, if I have no... Okay, here's going to say what I have. Say I have just grade school certification. How do I become that person? Could you give us like states how one could do that?
You have to. Schooling is a bit low. It's a bit low.
Okay.
You just have to have, if you want to get a nurse,
Okay.
it is a university level. But it's not hard either. I started schooling when I was 30, when I came there. Started school. I went for this SFE, which is Swedish for foreigners. Then I went for SAS, which is called Swedish and another language.
Okay.
We were foreigners.
Okay.
After that one, I went to the Convox.
Okay.
And there we had a CEO course.
Okay.
In between there, I applied a job since I knew a bit of Swedish. I worked in healthcare. They demanded under nursing course, which is just 1.5 years.
Okay.
Yeah, which went very fast. Then I found out that I liked working with people. You must be like to work with people.
Okay.
Yeah.
To be able to get into that.
Yeah.
Oh, from what my understanding of did you have like a profession before you came to Sweden? Were you doing something else?
Yes, I was doing something else. I was an accountant.
Okay.
But by that time, we had these big books,
Ledger.
ledger books, where I bought me. I wrote this.
Okay. So how was the transition for you from being an accountant and then going into healthcare?
It was zero. I couldn't do anything with accountancy here.
Do you know why I asked you that question? Because a lot of people come from different countries and they expect that they can just start up from where they came from.
No.
For some people, yes, I've had stories of maybe 1 or 2 who came in and they were able to get a job like this. But I think at least...
for IT people, maybe, healthcare, that was okay. But I'm old school, when I started accountancy, it was in Africa. But when I came here, everything was digitalized, digitalized, you just put in the forms and everything comes up.
So it was a bit hard for you to adjust
to the basics, yeah.
So thank you for saying that.
I had to do
So okay. So I think my understanding of what Mama Rebecca is saying is having zeal and wanting to actually do something is yes, sometimes depending on the qualifications you have before you came into Sweden, you may have to start over, but you shouldn't be afraid to do so. Because thank God for the government, they give you an opportunity to better yourself. So that's a good thing. So you should, I think what...
it's an open check.
Is open check. So you just have to have zeal.
Yeah, the zeal.
Good. So if you are like us, and you're watching this and you could start over. That's the beautiful thing about Sweden.
I started things with it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then you have support to start over. You don't have to stay at home and be waiting for 2-3 years to get a job. You could start over.
And here I started even, working with the people in the church.
Okay.
Yeah. So, Christian, when I followed Christ in the way. That's what my journey.
Okay. I have another question for you. So we've addressed people who have no education. It will be a bit hard for them to get into healthcare. We've also addressed people who have basic education, which is grundschule, which is equivalent to primary school. It will be quite hard. Yes, it's possible, but it will take maybe a longer time. What about people who have gymnastics education? That's people who have secondary school education.
Those ones have more people
to get into this.
things.
Okay, so if say I have gymnastics, secondary school education, where do I start from if I wanted to get into nursing?
Each and every commune, they have our school,
Okay.
a school, and they have consultants.
Okay.
So people who look at your documents, certificates, and your qualifications, and then you want to grant, and then they help you out.
Do they conduct like an exam to check?
If you don't have any certificates, when you sit for this international one,
Okay.
yeah, exams, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And see where you are, what you need.
Okay.
And then you go to this conference.
Okay.
Yeah.
So before sitting for these exams that are conducted to check your level of intelligence, do they give like books for you to read to prepare for the exams?
No. If you say that you don't need to go back to school to study English, you just book in an exam.
So it's quite accessible. Thank you for that information. So for someone who has, for example, we looked at a diploma, how would it be easier for the person to get into nursing, irrespective of the area or field of study, in the area of specialization the person has a diploma in?
It isn't so hard. Very for ones or for 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah, studying all their mathematics, English, and all those basically subjects.
Okay.
Studying them.
Was it hard for them?
It was hard because of maybe the age and I had a family to take care of and but it is what was what it was what it was.
Okay. Okay. So thank you. Okay. Can you give me examples of some of the programs that are available for people who are interested in further developing themselves within the healthcare? I heard you say Convox.
Yeah.
But my understanding of Convox, it doesn't just center on healthcare. For people, you could study a whole.
So Convox, I went to Convox so that I can study those subjects to take me to the university to join in nursing course.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So pronounce that Matanya completer Convox.
Yeah.
You can complete your grade.
Yes.
Okay.
You don't need to do everything.
Okay.
If you have your certificates, you can just give them to him, and it depends. If you are not nursing and they are demanding something like maybe biology, then you have to study it.
Through Convox. Okay. So what Mama is saying is, irrespective of your area of specialization, if you come and you desire or you feel like you want to change fields, you could actually study some courses through Convox to make up for maybe the courses you do not have if you do decide to go into a whole new field.
Yeah.
That's my okay. In Sweden, where can you find? Okay, now we're listening to you, but if I were to be a newcomer, where can I find information about all of this that we're talking about now?
In the community where you are living, each and every community.
Is the commune accessible for all? Can I just, as a person, walk into the commune and ask for information?
Yes.
Okay.
In English,
In English,
if you don't have
that's
even
good.
if you don't have the language,
Okay.
they can speak some English. The information will tell you what to go to school. They advise you, they give you To say
Okay.
as long as you are just at home.
Okay, if you want to apply for these courses, let's assume I want to apply for nursing program. Do I apply through the commune or do I apply through Converse? Could you make
The nursing program, you can't just fly and you join that. You just have to go through the community, the converse.
Okay.
And they are the advisors who can advise you how to
Counselors.
apply.
Okay.
Applying to the university level. All these courses are on the same level.
Okay, so there's another question I need to answer. This is really important. As a Swedish citizen, I know that you do not need to pay for education. It's taken care of by the government. Thank you, government, for that. That has really helped me as a person, and I've had the opportunity to develop myself and become better. So I'm really grateful to God and to the Swedish government for that. But I have a question. For someone who is not a Swedish citizen or not an EU citizen, do they have to pay one?
No, you don't have to. As long as you have a permission to stay in the country.
Okay.
Yeah. Education is free.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you first have to have permission to stay in the country.
Yes.
So, spoiler alert, if you do not have permission to stay in the country, you cannot study.
No, that's not.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
As long as you are supposed to stay in the country.
Yes.
Even if you are not a citizen.
Okay. Education is free.
Education is free.
So that's good. Okay. Okay, I think you answered my other question because the next question was supposed to be how much do these courses cost? You already said you have a permission to pay in the country, then you don't have to pay. Okay, so let me make use of this. That means if I were to be visited, say you are my mother, and I come to visit you in Sweden, it means for the time that I am visited, I can study.
You are on a visit permission.
Okay.
It's not a stay.
Ah.
It's just a visit.
So you cannot study. But what if you have you wanted to study something and you can afford it? Do you have to pay?
Yeah, then you have to pay.
Uh-huh.
You have to pay.
I think
The Swedish government
yes.
has this so-called CNS,
Uh-huh. What's that?
Central CNS,
This is CSN.
CSN,
Uh,
where you can even borrow money and then just focus on study.
it is a wonderful thing.
Borrow and then
You focus on your
studies. And come out after 3 years and start paying them.
Back.
Yeah.
Thank you for saying that. I wasn't going to ask that, but thank you for dragging that out. Yes, if you're willing to, yes, it is a good thing. It helps you focus.
Yes, they borrow you money for food and for the house and transport, right? So that you don't think about all those things.
Okay.
How are you to eat? How are you to build out household
working.
or what?
But you have to bear in mind that you have to pay back. It's not free because I know that me going through school, I'm paying back now, and trust me, it's not going to be fun when you pay back. But at least
The money is there.
yes,
Oh.
yes. Okay, one last question. In the nearest future, how long have you been in healthcare now, Mr.?
It is 16 years.
Oh, that's a long time now. Okay, so my question for you is, would there be availability of jobs for people who are within the healthcare? How do you see it?
I mean, all the time.
People are always
All
falling
the
sick.
All the time.
Thank you.
Not listen.
Okay, so what do you have to say? What do you want to say to whoever is watching this, who feels, oh, I'm too old to go back to school, I cannot do this anymore, I'd rather sit at home.
I started school. I graduated at 14. I started school when I was 5. SFE, and I just come. I'm turning to 60 and I want to go for the horses. So you
I mean, it's fine.
there's no limit. There's no limit. As long as you have a passion in anything. Healthcare is the best. If you have passion, you work with people. If you have passion to work with people. For
Healthcare.
me, I can't even if I'm giving me, I eat whatever. I think I settled. I think this is my body.
So you have
Just to take care of because it's
Okay, so there you have it. That is Mama Rebecca. Please, if you are a foreigner in Sweden, or if you are Swedish citizen even, there's always room to start over. You can do something amazing with your life. Look for something you're interested in. It doesn't even matter if you want to just to test the waters. Keep testing until you find something you have passion for, and the skies you're starting from. So thank you very much. It's been wonderful having Mama Rebecca. God bless you. Thank you for doing this. Thank you.
it was a privilege.
Thank you. I'm so grateful.